Thanks for tuning into this channel, but 80% of you are still unsubscribed. If you could just hit that button, it allows us to bring you loads more content and you'll be doing us a massive favour. How do we plan our winter training camp? For a lot of you, like some of you might want to go abroad if you've not got those, you've not got the funds to be able to go away, but you might have some holiday. You could stay in the UK and you could basically have an overload in training.
Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon.
I generally find it all depends on when you're going to race, realistically. So if you're you're mainly doing like a one discipline sport and that's cycling, then generally like a great time to have a training camp is around like January, February time, because you're probably going to be racing like March or April. If you're a triathlete, it's generally, you probably find that utilising like that time with the holiday that you've got, it's probably around like March time. And then you're going to be probably racing a little bit later, probably May time. So, but what you want to be able to utilise is like, hopefully you've had like a great winter, you've been developing like your form over time, you've been working on all your drills and your skills, and then we want to have a overload in training ultimately. So I always generally find, so for somebody like myself and the athletes that we generally coach, they've probably got anywhere between like 8 to 12 hours of training time. But when we come into a training week or 2 weeks we might go away for, then we can probably double that amount of time realistically. You can probably train between like 20 to 25 hours if you want to. I generally find that that's a great time to overload in like endurance. Like you just want to do a lot of endurance based rides. You don't want to have like any big, like massive days where you're building in like loads of intervals. You can do like some zone 3 or sweet spot blocks, maybe a little bit of threshold, but we don't want to do like too many killer days realistically. And generally what you find with like most of you go on these training camps, day one we all want to be for males, you want to be that alpha male that goes out and smashes it, like you do day one and then like day 2 and especially by day 3 you're tired, but you want to utilize that time to build like endurance. And yes, like for most of you, you probably, like what you want to not do is like overeat and not drink too much. We're all probably gonna have a beer at the end of the day. We're away. You might have got away from the kids, but you just want to build like each session, each day really. Like what we generally do is say if we're going to do like a 20-hour bike week, we'd do 3, 4, 5 hours. Then we'd have an easy day, like you just ride to the calf, then you do like the same again. And I found that's a great way of getting some real structured training in. Like for most of you, you're probably going to go to the Canaries or you're going to go to like Mallorca. Some of you might go to Spain. We can get like some, mountainous days in, some hard days, but just don't do any killer days really. And then you'll come away from that camp, you'll have a solid block. And hopefully then you're not going to get ill because you've depressed like your immune system by, especially like drinking, that's like a key one. And the worst thing that you can do is like you come to the end of the camp, you go out and get smashed, like a lot of people can do that. They get on the plane and they pick up a virus, then you fly in and then by the following week you've got a cold and all that work that you've done is no good. And that, again, it comes to like, say if you've done like this big training week, especially if you've done like 2, you always want to have an easier week after it and let that work or just kind of absorb it. You don't want to just kind of build. You want to absorb the work, then you can start building another 4 to 5 weeks solid training then. And then that'll generally bring you to like your key event, and hopefully that work will have, you'd have done some solid, you'll have some great foundations, you'd have done your intervals, you're ready to go. And then if you're very fortunate, you can have like a mid-season training camp, then June, July is always like a key time to be able to do that. Get that training camp done, and good luck with it.